This week, Gina and I are visiting the county with the most organized UTV events in the state as we pack up the machine for a fun-filled day at the Papa Bear Run.
Then, Reece and Marianne Stein are showing off one of Utah's newest nature preserves as they take us out for a beautiful hike with the mission to beat the heat.
And finally, we're getting a behind-the-scenes look at the impact that vandalism and graffiti have on rock art panels and what the Bureau of Land Management is doing to help protect this history. It's all headed your way now. At Your Leisure is next. Looks like everybody's heading out on the trail. Hello everybody, welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Kevin Mortensen.
And I'm Gina Mortensen.
And this is Hannah.
We woke up Hannah today.
Tell them where we're at, Gina.
We're in Marysvale for one of their many events.
We're having a good time down here, the Papa Bear Run, and we're getting ready to head out. In fact, we're gonna jump in behind this group of machines and we're gonna go find the Papa Bear. Here he's up on the trail.
Okay, let's find the Papa Bear, and you guys are going to find out what it takes to put on one of these amazing organizations from the organizer himself, Shannon Bushman.
All right, you do that, we're out of here.
The Papa Bear Run is our Father's Day ride that we have here in Paiute County every year. We've done it for about 15 years running now, and it's a fairly popular event. We usually take a poker run, which is where you go out on the trail and stop along the way and punch cards and effectively build a poker hand. And the highest winning hand wins the prize, and the lowest winning hand wins the exact same prize. We're right in the middle of the Paiute Trail, so this is a perfect time of year to get out and kind of go on the first rides. Most of the snow's off of most of the trail by now, and the mud is dried up, so it's a really good time to get people out and introduce them to the trails. One of the things that we've discovered here doing all of the events that we do is that people don't like to eat other people's dust. We use a cone system where we put cones along the road. So if you're getting dusty and dirty on our rides, you're doing it wrong. The idea is to spread out enough, and all you're doing is following the cones. You don't need a person to tell you where to turn and when to turn. This is a ride that we do on the southwest side of Marysvale, between here and the Paiute Reservoir, up on the mountains on the east side. So we get up to about 9,000 feet in some spots, up in the Quakies and the pines most of the day. So while it's a little warm here in the park this morning when we take off, it'll be nice and cool by this afternoon when we get up into the hills. Well, the outdoors has always been a big part of living in Paiute County. And with the advent of ATVs and UTVs, it's just a very natural fit. We had an awful lot of trails and roads left over from mining days. And so now we have these great trails that go all over the mountains, and we use them to go out and do rides. So that's kind of developed into, I believe we have the most number of UTV, ATV events in the state. We do about 5 a year. Of the events that we do, the Paiute Jamboree is perhaps the biggest. We have about 750 people last year attend that. That's in August. This event, a little bit smaller, about 150, 175 people, depending on what the weather's like. Today is a beautiful day, and I think we're going to be pushing around the 175 number.
One of the things I really like about the trail is the wildlife you can run into up here. And Hannah really likes the wildflowers.
You just never know what you're going to see. Wildlife could just pop out of nowhere. Whoa!
Hey, where's those flowers? Where's those flowers?
Look what we have here. We found the Papa Bear. Look at, how's it going, Papa Bear?
Good, good, good.
It's a good ride. Oh, it's a little warm to be wearing that fur though.
Oh, it's hotter and hotter and hotter, you know what?
Oh my goodness, I tell you, I could not handle that. But hey, this is where you live?
This is not a costume, this is me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I couldn't handle that. Hey, show us around. We're gonna send you guys off to this week's Where To. Papa Bear, show us what the mountain looks like.
Of all the paths you take in life, make sure a few of them are dirt. Conservationist John Muir's words were never more appropriate than here at Bonanza Flats. Dirt trails transit open meadows of wildflowers, stands of old-growth quaking aspen, into pine-covered forests dotted with small ponds and inviting lakes.
I love this area. We just discovered it last year, and it is the greatest stands of quaking aspen I've been around. I just could stand here and watch the leaves quiver all day. The flowers are beautiful. They of course change seasonally, but right now we're big into blue and yellow. And they're all around, particularly where the shady areas are.
The Bonanza Flats Conservation Area is 1,534 acres of protected land on the Park City side of Guardsman Pass. Park City ponied up $25 million to rescue the land from impending development. Led by Utah Open Lands, 20 area public and nonprofits, and thousands of private donors chipped in $13 million to secure purchase in 2017.
It's beautiful up here. I mean, it's like a preserved ecosystem, and it's just so pleasant to be up in the mountains out of the heat.
For Danny Horns, this is physical therapy.
Well, I'm recovering from an injury right now, a sciatic nerve pinch, and this offers, I think, the best low-angle hiking I've seen in the Wasatch area. So,
Renee Zollinger is using the area to train and exercise Samantha, a young yellow lab and future guide dog for the blind.
You like to see it. Would you like to sit and look photogenic?
I think it is so beautiful. I love being up in the aspens, which is such a treat, and we didn't see a single solitary person the entire time we sat here and picnicked and enjoyed the weather.
Seen any moose yet?
Not any moose, not today.
Moose are common in the preserve, and we got lucky. Marianne and I came across moose on our first 3 visits to Bonanza Flats. Moose are the largest member of the deer family. Moose survived the last ice age, but the Shirus, the smallest subspecies, just showed up in Utah 100 years ago. They can be dangerous, so we kept our distance, and they didn't seem to notice our passing. Along with moose, the area is home to elk, mule deer, mountain lion, and all kinds of birds. Other than moose, the vast stands of healthy quaking aspens seem to draw the most attention.
The trees are amazing. We don't have those aspen trees in Germany, so I love it, like a lot.
4 years in, Bonanza Flats Preserve is just beginning to be noticed. Even on busy weekends, visitors are spread thin, except for the popular Bloods Lake Trail. The new trailhead, a mile below Guardsman, is always jammed to overflowing. The new 1.5-mile trail to the lake is one of the most popular in the Wasatch. Bloods Lake is a great family destination and a popular summer swimming hole. But you might want to leave Fido home. Dogs are no longer allowed at the lake, but they're welcome in the rest of the preserve, as are horses and mountain bikes. New single tracks for bikes are being built.
I think that I'm really, really proud of the people that come here and enjoy the land and their respect for the land.
Reece Stein, at your leisure, with this week's Where To adventure at Bonanza Flats.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Katie Yardley, and this is my husband, Mark.
Thank you. I'm here for the samples and to do whatever Katie needs me to do. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Katie's Kitchen. Today, we are going to be cooking a biscuits and gravy casserole. This is one of our favorites. Whenever we go to the lake, everybody just loves it. We hope you love it too. Let's start with the recipe. Biscuits and gravy casserole ingredients: 1 can Pillsbury Grands biscuits cut in quarters, 1 pound breakfast sausage, 8 eggs, a 1/2 cup of half and half, salt and pepper to taste, 2 to 3 cups grated cheddar cheese. For the gravy, 4 tablespoons butter, 4 tablespoons flour, 2 to 3 cups milk for your desired consistency, salt and pepper to taste. Bake at 350 degrees for 30 minutes or until eggs are fully cooked. So there is nothing better when you're out on the lake on the houseboat. I start cooking this in the morning. It's so simple and so easy, but I'll tell you right now, I don't even get halfway through before everybody's up. They know exactly what I'm cooking for breakfast. While your sausage is cooking, you want to take your cut up pieces of your biscuit and you want to layer or just kind of sprinkle them all over the bottom of your casserole dish. Doesn't have to be fancy.
Do
Just
they
throw
need to
them
be
in.
cooked?
No, they don't need to be cooked. It all bakes together in one casserole. This is how easy this dish really is.
Wow.
Once the sausage is browned, I like to use the slotted spoon so I can actually leave a lot of the grease into the bottom of the pan. And then I just drain a little bit off or shake it a little bit off, and then I sprinkle it over the biscuits that are in the bottom. If you could only smell it, you want to take your eggs, beat them up really good, add your half and half, beat that in really nice, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. All right. We pour that right over on top of all of the biscuits, the sausage. So we put about 2 to 3 cups of cheese on top. All right, so let's just take and we'll pour it all over. All right.
Amazing.
Would you mind opening the oven door for me, honey?
I'd love to.
All right, we'll put this in the oven, 350 degrees for 30 minutes or until the eggs are fully cooked. Are you hungry yet?
Oh, yes, I am.
All right, well, in that case, honey, will you open the oven for me?
Oh, I would love to. The question I have is am I going to be able to sneak a little bit of this out of here?
No.
Like, why not?
Well, if you want to sneak some out right now, feel free to burn your tongue. So
I
yeah,
don't want to do that.
Yeah, when you take it out of the oven, you want to
Looks so
let it
good.
you want to let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes before you cut it up and serve it. Also, very important, on your casserole dish, make sure you spray it or butter it so that everything doesn't stick to it. But yeah, 10 to 15 minutes and we'll be eating.
Looking good.
You have definitely got to try this recipe. It is so perfect for camping, for the boat, when you're out on the lake, at home, any day of the week actually. Ooh, that's a big bite. It's gonna be hot.
It's amazing how all the
my
flavors, I just can't believe how they just all go together so good.
It's his favorite, so. Anyway, we'll be right back with more At Your Leisure.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We're here on another stop on the Papa Bear Trail, and we have picked up Riley from Bicknell. Had a little breakdown earlier on the trail, and it's okay, right? It happens to everybody.
It worked out good. The way we found you was we found your phone laying in the trail.
Exactly.
And then you came back the other way looking for your phone, and we realized you guys had a breakdown, and so he jumped in with us, and that just happens sometimes when you're on these rides. Let's go talk a little bit about what it takes to prepare for one of these rides, and so that you're ready to go when you hit the trail.
And you can make it back to dinner.
That's right.
The Paiute Trail is probably one of the earliest organized trails in the state of Utah. I think on paper it's 275 miles, but we know that there's literally several thousand miles of trails that you can ride in the area. Those are just the designated ones. This is, I would say, a more moderate style of riding. It really doesn't matter your skill level. You could buy a machine brand new, come down here and ride almost any of our trails and have a great time doing it. We have lots of information, so you'll never get lost. You can find the right trails for you and your family to go out on for a great afternoon or a great weekend, and you'll really enjoy it. I promise you'll never get into anything that makes you fearful that you're going to damage that brand new machine.
Now, chances are, if you're watching At Your Leisure, you're an experienced rider and you know all the tricks. But we've got a lot of new viewers who are new to the sport. We want to go over a few things with you that are very important, especially this year. When you're on the trail and you're looking for a place to stop, this looks like a beautiful area. But if you come down and look deep in the grass, you got a lot of dry grass. Every year, thousands of wildfires are started because people pull off the side of the trail and ignite that grass with the heat off of their machines. There's a lot of heat under there, and trust me, you don't want to be responsible for that. So a better place to stop would be just to pull off the side of the road on the dirt, because the chances of you starting a wildfire from right here drop significantly. You get over here and all bets are off.
What is it that people forget that they should bring to an organized ride?
What they should bring is common sense and sunscreen.
Rain gear, warm clothes, gas, lots of gas.
Water and snacks and a map.
Yes, first aid kit.
What would you bring?
Chapstick.
Bring whatever makes your wife happy. Happy wife, happy ride.
Okay, I like that. That's good.
So this is the Dry Creek Ranger Station, and I hear you can rent these.
Okay, well, I've never heard of that.
You just call your local Forest Service office and inquire about it. I guess they have a list of the ones you can do. And what a better place to stay. What better place to stay than here? It's gorgeous. And I know what else is out there. A great along the way story. So we're going to send you guys off to look at that, and we're going to make our way back to Marysvale.
To own a time machine would be a dream come true. The ability to visit any moment in the past is a wish many hope to have granted. Thanks to the historic heritage we have in the state of Utah, you don't need a time machine to visit the past. The lands throughout this area are covered with archaeological sites and teeming with relics of history. As many of us know, these sites are unfortunately prone to vandalism and other forms of damage. And unlike a time machine, there's no turning back the clock.
Any damage that we see tends to be permanent if someone's touched the panel itself. One of the issues that we see is increased incidence of graffiti and vandalism in general. We see different incidents, using different media. Certain ones the different media include spray paint, chalk, ash from firewood, also chipping into the structures or bullet holes, with people with firearms.
Most forms of vandalism are obvious and easy to avoid doing yourself. But even accidentally touching panels with your own hands can cause damage to the geologically fragile surface.
People unwittingly will deface it by touching the patina or touching the actual rock art and altering the patina of it with the oils of their skin. The desert varnish, or the patina, which the graffiti has been carved into, is at least 13,000 years old. It can just not be the patina is damaged initially, but if there's skin oils or some other substance that's touched the panel, it can alter the way the panel looks. It can bleed out onto the rock art, or it can permanently make it so that it can't be seen again.
All of the damage done, inadvertently or otherwise, is generally irreversible. Repairs are temporary if at all possible, and many descendants of the indigenous people who carved these panels even prefer they not be tampered with anymore. So the best course of action as a visitor is to be as careful and respectful as possible.
Here we're not too close. We're a distance away. We're not touching any of the patina of the panel. We're not standing on anything that's relatively important. The main ideas that we have and that we try to get across to people is to stay on trails and have minimum impact, but enjoy the wonders of our field office.
One of the beauties about living in the digital age is we don't need to carve our names into the rock anymore. We can show these amazing places and share our connection with each of these archaeological sites by utilizing digital spaces instead.
We recognize that there's something ingrained that sometimes folks want to say, I was here. And instead of leaving your mark physically on the place, we ask folks to, take a picture, learn from the site, and, instead of physically leaving their mark, post it on their social media or share with your friends and family.
It is a privilege to travel back in time by just taking a short drive to many places in Utah. But in order to keep that privilege, we have to be the best visitors we can all be. Remember, look, but don't touch. If we can all follow this simple rule, these iconic locations will allow future generations to teleport into the past just like we can. For At Your Leisure and this week's Along the Way, I'm Nick Chase.
All right, welcome back to At Your Leisure. You know, we made it back to Marysvale and we followed the smoke.
The food, the smell of some of the most amazing ribs that I can't wait to eat.
About 2 blocks away, we started smelling Big Daddy's Deli because Paiute County, when they throw a party, they throw a party.
They really do, and if you didn't make it here today to the Papa Bear Run, you have got to check out what this town and community puts together throughout the year. They do a lot of different events.
There's going to be a lot of them. And Commissioner Bushman tells me that Paiute County hosts more OHV events than any other county in the state, and they do a great job of it.
I cannot wait another minute to try these ribs, and there's no way I want you to watch. So why don't you guys check out next week's show while I dive in.
Next week, Chad and Ree are joining the state search and rescue crews to get an inside look at the latest equipment and tactics being used to save lives in some of the most sticky outdoor situations.
Then, Reece is back to show off the celebration of Salt Lake's newest park that features a meeting point of 3 Wasatch County creeks and the Jordan River.
And finally, we're showing off the inaugural JJS Memorial Ride, which features 3 rides all coming together with a wide variety of motor enthusiasts, as well as members of the off-road community putting their efforts together to raise funds for a great cause.
Now, let's take a look at our contest winner.
This week's contest winner was spotted on the trail and his license plate number H408X. It looks like you're the lucky winner of a $400 gift certificate to Ryfab.
Ryfab offers the best custom metal fabrication for your rig. Visit ryfab.com for more information.
And it looks like they're also going to win a bonus $100 gas and gift card from the folks at Eagles Landing, which is the best place to fuel up on your next adventure.
Congratulations, and be sure to call us on Monday at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize.
Well, you definitely don't want to miss next week's show. If you look behind me, they're finishing this event with giveaways.
Prizes.
Everybody wants to win something. Who doesn't want to win something? A lot of fun. Listen, we want to thank Paiute County. Thank you, Paiute County, for inviting us down and for the great event. Very well done. We've met people from all over the country, and they're all having a good time.
Yes, and we want to thank Stedman's for the amazing ride. Took us from the heat of the valley all the way up to the cool of the mountains and back down for dinner.
You need to go check out that new Wolverine from Yamaha. It's a great machine. But you know what? We're out of time. There's never enough time. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you back next week. And remember, there's adventure around every bend.
You just have to get out there and create it yourself.
At your leisure.